of books, movies, and happiness. My name's April. Today we're here with a personal favorite book of mine, which is Blindside by Catherine Coulter. Catherine Coulter is one of those authors who can do a variety of books. She can do everything from historical romance with her Sherlock Bride series. She can also do the more modern stuff like her FBI series. And I enjoy that variety because it shows her range of talent and it gives you a wide option of books to read depending on what mood you're in. This one is from her FBI thriller series. It is set in modern times and is a very entertaining book. If you like books that are very fast-paced, full of action, and don't spend super long on one specific storyline, but in the end it all twines together, this is one of the books for you. This is part of the FBI series. Started out with a book called The Maze, which is where we first met Sherlock, who was trying to be an FBI agent. Her name was Lacey Sherlock, but she just keeps it to Sherlock. And her husband, Dylan Savage. He's part of the FBI, but he's the computer part of it. He can pretty much, their unit can find anything computer-wise that you need, essentially. In this particular book, Sherlock and Dylan are in it, don't get me wrong. In the whole FBI series, they're always going to be in somewhere within the storyline. But this one starts out with they've just finished one case when they find out that one of their co-workers and a good friend of theirs' son has been kidnapped. Miles is an FBI agent. He's got a small son who's named Sam, who has been kidnapped, and they're desperately trying to find him. As everyone knows, when a child goes missing, you're on a very limited time frame for finding them safely, and every second counts. Well, it turns out that Sam might be a kid, and he's quite young. I believe he's like 6 or 7 in this book. But he's a very intelligent kid who knows how to take care of himself. He gets kidnapped and taken to the middle of Tennessee, pretty much, where his kidnappers put him in a small, like, hunting cabin and leave him alone in a bedroom. Well, thankfully, he finds a dresser and a couple other items to stack on top of each other to open the window and climb out of the window and escape. His kidnappers realize that he is escaping as he is climbing out of the window and start chasing him. Well, as they're chasing him, he runs towards a road trying to find help, which is where the local sheriff, Katie, comes into play. Katie has her daughter in her truck, and she's heading home for the day and sees a little boy running out of the woods. So of course she stops, starts to get out of the truck to see if he needs help, and he goes running over to her telling her that, they're after me, they're gonna kill me. Of course, being a sheriff and a mom, she goes into protective mode, gets him in her truck and gets her gun out of the lockbox in her truck, and then starts shooting back at the kidnappers when they try and shoot at her. Once they get away from the kidnappers, who take off because they're cowards, she calls it in and gets him over to a doctor to make sure that he's unharmed, and then contacts his dad for him. But the question is why was he kidnapped to begin with? story goes on, the kidnappers keep trying to gain Sam back, which leads to a very intense storyline of finding out exactly what is going on and why someone is so desperate to get their hands on a little boy. And yeah, all of us are fairly aware of all the various reasons that someone could want a child. But the end is quite surprising. This is a book that is full of twists and turns. Dylan and Sherlock are also coming to help out as they're trying to solve the issue of what's going on. But the two main characters in this are going to be Miles and Katie. There's a beginning of a romance in it, but it's not an instant romance. It's a nice build through all the trouble of them figuring out that they like each other and stuff like that. So I would say this is a very intense, action-packed book. It's well written, twists and turns. And it will pull at your heartstrings a little bit because it does involve a child. That's why I give this a rating of 5 out of 5. The end has definitely got a plot twist to it that no one is expecting. The only thing it doesn't really have too much of, which is fine because honestly her storyline doesn't really need it, there's not a whole lot of spice. So if you like a lot of spice with your storyline, this will not have that. It's got some, but it's not an unnecessary amount. Honestly, if they ever made this a movie, it would be a really good movie if they did it right. But she's admitted on her page that while there's been interest in movies or TV series for her books, no one has ever done it. It's never made the cut. To me, that's their loss. So if you're looking for a book to enjoy, guys, this is definitely something to find. It is an older book. And the good thing with this series is you don't need to read it back to back to back. So if you've never read the rest of her books, you're fine. You're still going to be able to know what's going on because they're each kind of based on their own instead of following each other. But I hope you guys enjoy. Go out to your bookstore or your library. Pick it up for free at a library. Check it out for a couple of weeks and read it. A used bookstore, wherever you can get your hands on a copy. Let me know what you guys think. Till next time, guys, keep reading.